You just finished changing the oil in your diesel truck it up, feeling confident that your engine's protected and ready to go. The oil is clean, the dipstick shows a perfect level, and everything seems fine. But here's the shocking truth. What you do in the next 30 minutes can completely undo that protection and quietly start damaging your engine. Most diesel owners don't realize that a few simple actions after an oil change can cause serious problems. Oil starvation, leaks, or even turbo failure. These aren't rare cases. Mechanics see the results of these mistakes almost every single day. So today, we're breaking down 7 things you should never do after a diesel oil change. Each one of these mistakes can shorten your engine's life, cost you thousands in repairs, or cause damage that doesn't show up until it's too late. And trust me, step number 7 is something most drivers never think about, but it's responsible for some of the worst long-term diesel damage out there. Let's get started. Step 1. Don't drive hard right away. You just got the oil changed, start the engine, and you're ready to hit the road. Maybe you're running late, so you merge onto the highway, hit the throttle, and get going fast. Big mistake. Here's why. Even though your oil is new, it hasn't yet reached every small passage and moving part inside the engine. After an oil change, it takes a few moments for the oil to fully circulate and fill every component, especially the turbocharger, which spins at up to 50,000 RPM. Your turbo needs steady oil flow to stay cool and lubricated, but right after an oil change, the system may still have tiny air pockets, and the oil might not yet have the right temperature or thickness to protect properly. If you push the engine too soon, flooring it, towing, or climbing hills, you're forcing parts to work hard before the oil is truly ready. This can lead to scored bearings, turbo wear, and long-term internal damage. The safe move: after starting the engine, let it idle for about a minute. Then for the first 10 to 15 miles, drive gently. Avoid high RPMs. Don't tow, and skip heavy acceleration. This gives the oil time to settle, circulate, and reach its ideal temperature. That short bit of patience could save you a $2,000 turbo or a $10,000 engine rebuild. Step 2. Don't skip the leak inspection. Most people change the oil, start the engine, see no warning lights, and just drive away. That's how countless engines get destroyed. Even if everything looks fine, there's always a chance that something wasn't sealed perfectly. Maybe the drain plug wasn't tightened just right, or the oil filter gasket didn't seat properly. Sometimes, oil cooler lines can be slightly loose and leak under pressure. The problem? These leaks often don't show up immediately as puddles. They can start small, and by the time you notice the low oil level, your engine could already be running dangerously dry. Here's what you should do instead. After the oil change, start the engine and let it idle for a full minute. Then pop the hood and check the key spots: the oil filter area, the drain plug, and any oil lines or coolers that were touched. After that, let it idle for another few minutes, then turn it off and inspect again. Once the oil reaches operating pressure, some leaks will only appear then. That 5-minute inspection can literally prevent a $10,000 disaster. Never assume the job was done perfectly. Double check it yourself. Step 3. Don't overfill or underfill the oil. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many engines get ruined because of oil levels that are just a little off. Too much oil or too little oil. Both can cause serious problems. Let's start with overfilling. When there's too much oil in the system, the crankshaft and connecting rods start splashing through it as they spin. This causes the oil to foam, mixing air into the oil. That bubbly, aerated oil can't build proper pressure, can't cool the engine effectively, and can't lubricate your bearings or turbo. Overfilling also raises crankcase pressure, which can push oil past seals, gaskets, and even into your turbocharger. Before you know it, you're losing oil, burning oil, and wondering why your turbo seals suddenly failed. Now underfilling isn't any better. If there's not enough oil, your oil pump may suck in air instead of oil under certain driving conditions, especially during acceleration or on steep inclines. That creates oil starvation, even if it's just for a second. But 1 second without proper lubrication can leave scratches and wear on critical engine parts that never heal. Here's how to do it right. Make sure your truck is on level ground. Let the engine run until it reaches normal temperature, then turn it off. Wait 5-10 minutes so the oil drains back into the pan. Pull out the dipstick, wipe it clean, reinsert it fully, then check the level again. You want the oil to be between the minimum and maximum marks. ideally closer to the max, but never above it. If it's off, fix it right away. Waiting or guessing is how small issues turn into major engine problems. Step 4. Don't rev the engine right after starting it. This one might surprise you because a lot of diesel owners do it without thinking. You change the oil, start the engine, it idles smoothly, and you give it a couple of quick throttle taps just to hear it run. Bad idea. Here's why. Right after an oil change, the system still needs a few moments to stabilize. The oil filter is filling up, the oil passages are getting pressure, and some parts, especially the top end of the engine, don't yet have a full oil film. Even if your dashboard shows oil pressure, that doesn't mean every part is properly coated yet. When you rev it too early, the RPM rises before the oil has formed a protective layer on parts like the camshaft, rocker arms, and turbo bearings. That split second of dry contact might not make a sound or show a warning, but it causes micro damage that builds up over time. Thousands of those little dry contacts lead to noisy valvetrains, worn bearings, and early turbo failure. So after you start your diesel post-oil change, don't touch the throttle for at least the first 30 to 60 seconds. Let it idle naturally while the oil pressure stabilizes. Then drive off gently, keeping RPMs and throttle input light for the first several miles. It's a small thing that makes a huge difference in how long your diesel engine lasts. Step 5. Don't rely on the oil life monitor. Almost every modern diesel truck has an oil life monitor that shows you a percentage on the dashboard. You finish your oil change, start the engine, and the little reminder disappears. You feel good, thinking your truck's computer will now handle the rest. But here's the truth no one really talks about. That oil life monitor doesn't actually measure your oil's real condition. It doesn't know how much soot is in your oil, it can't tell if your fuel has thinned it out, and it has no idea how often you tow, idle, or drive in extreme heat. The system is just doing math based on your driving patterns, not real analysis. It assumes your conditions are ideal, like light loads and mild weather. But diesel engines live a much tougher life than that. Some systems will happily let you run 10,000 to 15,000 miles before suggesting another oil change. That's fine for small gas engines. But for a diesel, that's a recipe for sludge, thick soot buildup, and thinning oil that can't protect your turbo or bearings anymore. So what's the smarter move? After every oil change, ignore the percentage on your dashboard and track your own oil change intervals manually. Use a sticker, a note on your phone, or even a reminder in your calendar. For most diesels, 5,000 to 6,500 miles is the safest window. That single habit, relying on your own schedule, not the truck software, will do more to protect your engine than any expensive additive or gadget. Step 6. Don't use the wrong type of oil or filter. This one's easy to overlook, especially if you change your own oil or go to quick shops. But using the wrong oil type or filter can cause massive damage over time, even if everything seems fine right after the service. Every diesel engine has a specific oil viscosity and additive requirement based on temperature range and engine design. For example, an oil rated for warm weather might become too thick in the cold, while a light oil might thin out too much under high heat or heavy towing, and the filter matters just as much. A cheap or mismatched filter may not catch soot and metal debris effectively. Worse, if the internal bypass valve in the filter doesn't match your engine's oil pressure system, it could send unfiltered oil straight into your bearings. Here's a simple rule. Always follow your manufacturer's recommended viscosity and API rating. Use filters designed specifically for your engine model. Don't assume any diesel oil will do. Modern diesels are sensitive, especially those with emission systems like DPFs or EGR valves. It's tempting to save a few bucks on generic oil or filters, but that small saving could lead to thousands in repair bills later. When in doubt, stick to trusted diesel brands and filters with proven quality. Your engine will thank you with smoother performance and fewer mechanical issues. Step 7. Don't forget the post-change double-check routine. Most people finish the oil change, clean up the tools, and call it a day. But smart diesel owners take just a few extra minutes to make sure everything is perfect. And those few minutes can save years of engine life. After your first drive, when the engine has reached normal temperature and cooled back down, do a double-check routine. This is more than a leak inspection. It's a complete health check after the oil has had time to circulate through the entire system. Here's what to do. Park on level ground and let the engine cool for about 10 minutes. Check the oil level again with the dipstick. Oil expands when warm, so after cooling, you'll get a true reading. Look under the vehicle for any fresh oil spots. Even a small drop can signal a slow leak that could grow worse later. Inspect the filter and drain plug again by hand. Sometimes heat cycles loosen parts slightly. Look at the oil's color on the dipstick. A clean amber color means things are good. If it's already turning black or milky, you may have contamination or soot buildup issues that need checking. This simple follow-up takes maybe 5 minutes, but it can catch problems before they become disasters. Think of it as giving your engine a post-checkup after surgery. You don't assume everything's fine, you confirm it. And while you're at it, make it a habit to listen to your diesel over the next few days. Any new ticking sounds, rough idling, or warning lights could be early clues that something's off after the oil change. Catching it early could save you thousands later. Follow these 7 simple rules and your diesel will reward you with years of reliable performance, cleaner operation, and stronger power mile after mile. Ignore them, and even a perfectly good engine can turn into an expensive mistake. So the next time you change your oil, remember, protection doesn't stop when the oil goes in. It begins right after. Take care of your diesel, and it'll take care of you every mile down the road. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you love learning simple tips to keep your diesel running strong, subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next video. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.